Hey guys, didn't even notice you there. I was too busy listening to my audiobook. Lol jokes. I don't have anything plugged in. Hey everyone, it's Jo Carter here. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing the Try a Chapter Challenge again, but this time I'm going to be doing the audiobook edition. So I'll leave a link up above to my other Try a Chapter Challenge where I did physical books. I have an Audible subscription. I'm not sponsored, sadly. I do go in with it with my older sister Brooke so that it's a bit cheaper for us. When she wants to listen to something, she just sends me some money. At the moment, I have a credit to myself, I think. I'll send her a text after this to double check. But if not, I got paid this week, so either way, I'm getting an extra credit and an audiobook. I'm still semi-new to the realm of audiobooks. I find it easier to A, listen to non-fiction, and B, listen to first-person perspectives, which can make it a bit difficult trying to find things that fit a specific book that I think I'll enjoy on my TBR. I'm a bit kind of standoffish and a bit scared that I'm not going to like something. I have 4 choices that I'm going to be listening to a sample of from Audible while I do some dishes and cleaning up my bedroom and just other general household chores. So the first one is A Study in Scarlet by Arthur Conan Doyle, which is the first book in the Sherlock Holmes series. I picked this one because I know the legend of Sherlock Holmes and that these should be an interesting classics, but I'm always a bit hesitant with classics. This is first person, it's pretty short. I'm thinking it'll be a really quick way to get into an audiobook and get it done, and hopefully it's an easier way for me to spend some time with another classic. The next book I'm going to try is Voyage by Diana Gabaldon, which is the 3rd book in the Outlander series. This one I am a bit scared as well going into. I absolutely loved Outlander when I first read it, and Dragonfly and Amber, though the 2nd book, I really did not enjoy at all. I only gave it 2 stars. I just felt like we took such a massive detour that the plot that it was based around was never ever going to change, and so I have faith that Diana Gabaldon can write stuff that I'm interested in, but I'm just a bit scared that I'm going to be wasting my time again on another big book that ultimately is not going to go anywhere. It's also first person, and if the romance is good, then hopefully I should be pretty enthralled with it. It is a ginormous book, which might be a bit hard to listen to on audio, but also if I enjoy it, then I can multitask and get it done a lot quicker than I would otherwise. If any book is going to fall over today, it's going to be Voyager, because it's like such a floppy paperback. The 3rd book I'm going to try is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, which is the 1st in the King Killer Chronicles. Gosh, that's a hard series name to say. This book I am supposed to be reading for Pokemon, and considering it is like the end of May and I still haven't started it yet, I'm not going to get it done. The reason I feel like I can read The Name of the Wind on audio, it's actually the one that I'm most feeling like I will want to read on audiobook, because I just don't really have much of a connection with it at all. I don't feel like it's... Hello, baby! He can't reach me now because I'm sitting on a stool. The reason I want to listen to this one on audio is that I just don't really feel much of a connection with the book at all, even after reading the back. And I know, just based on, since this is such a popular book on BookTube and in general, that it is a vague book when you go into it. It's best not really to know much about it, but it just means that I'm not super excited to pick it up. I just feel a bit more open-minded about listening to it on audiobook, and honestly, if I'm making a prediction before I listen to these samples, I reckon this is the one that I'm going to go for. And the last book I'm going to try is Assassin's Apprentice by Hobb. The reason I'm going to be trying this one is because I've heard it's a bit of a slog and that sometimes it's a bit easier to get through on audiobook. I'm not sure, I tend to like medieval style ones, so I'm really hoping that I'll enjoy it, and I absolutely love this cover. But perhaps I will really enjoy it on audiobook. This is probably the one that I am the most apprehensive about, and the most that I'm not wanting to enjoy on audiobook, because I actually really want to read it physically, but I've just heard that it is a bit hard, and people quite often try and get through this first trilogy so that they can read later ones. So those are the 4 books that I am thinking about that I'm going to be trying on audio, trying a sample to see whether I like them or not. I'm going to listen to the whole sample so that I get the whole picture, and that should be fairly easy to do unless I'm absolutely hating it. But even if I'm just like a little bit disinterested, that I'm still going to listen to the whole sample just to give them a full chance. Hey guys, I'm back. It's the same day, but I'm wearing a dressing gown because it is freezing in here. It is heading towards winter in Australia, and we don't heat this room because we don't spend a lot of time in here, and the aircon is actually in the lounge room, which is like all the way, like there's a kitchen and a dining room in between sort of this room, and you can shut it off. So it's freezing. I've got my dressing gown on because it's warm. The 5-minute audio samples actually went by really quickly. I was really surprised. I was doing the dishes and I haven't even finished the dishes because I was also making like a cup of tea and stuff like that as well. So it didn't take me 20 minutes to do the dishes or not do the dishes, but they went by really, really quickly, and it's amazing how much you still get, I guess, a feel for the story in that section, but it goes by really, really quickly. I listened to A Study in Scarlet first. This is going to be my second choice because I enjoyed the narrator, and even though we didn't really get far into the story, it's literally John Watson talking to his friend about Sherlock Holmes because he needs a flatmate to move in with, and his friend is like, okay, I can arrange for a meeting with this guy, but don't blame me, he's a little bit weird, he's really into science, but I don't know what he's studying. And they just sort of talk about him, and they're just about to go and meet him when the audio selection cut off. So I still don't really know whether I'm going to enjoy the plot of the book, but the audiobook narrator didn't annoy me, he was fine, and I am not bored with the story, so this was my second choice. Then I listened to Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Nothing about, again, the plot annoyed me because we didn't really get that far into it. All we get is a bit of a long description about how the main character was being held by a firm but kind hand, and that the doors that he's going to is really big, so I feel like this is going to be sort of heavy on description. But I did not like the narrator at all. He had such an aggressive and just in-your-face kind of voice. It just pulled me off straight away because I didn't feel like I ever wanted to sympathize with the main character or not, and I feel like I need to because the parts that I've heard about this book is that the main character's life is a bit kind of miserable and he kind of complains a lot, and so I feel like I need a narrator that I'm going to feel sympathy for, and this one I just didn't because he just was so aggressive and in your face and loud, and ooh, just the way and the tone that he was saying things. So definitely not on audio. I'm not getting rid of this book because I want to give it a chance on physical, because all the inflection that I wasn't enjoying is based on the fact that it was the audio book narrator, not the actual plot of the story. I then listened to Voyage by Diana Gabaldon. This one was alright. It'd be like my third choice if I'm ranking these from like 1 to 4, Assassin's Apprentice being number 4. This would be number 3 in my choices. I didn't really mind the audiobook narrator. I feel like she's someone that I could get used to the more I read it, but I wasn't, you know, super enjoying her. Mainly, I decided not to do this is that it starts off, well, their audiobook sample is about Jamie and how he's going, and it was just a little bit jarring to have a woman describing Jamie's personal thoughts, like he was doing eyes, I'm pretty sure it was in first person perspective, but I just couldn't, like, I just don't think I'm going to enjoy it as fully as I will be if I read it physically, so I want to give this one a proper chance again before deciding whether to continue with the series or not. And the last one, which is going to be my first choice, as I said, is The Name of the Wind. I should have put money on it. I was a little bit unsure about the narrator going into it. I didn't really know what I felt, but we're in a tavern. I don't know why, but in like medieval-esque books, bread always sounds amazing. Like when they talk about freshly baked bread, I'm like, oh man, I just want some. Like, I don't know how they do it, but that was something that I just noticed there. I really enjoyed listening to this because it was me listening to someone tell a story, and then the character was also telling a story, and when the character would change his voice to depict like a gruff person within his story, the audiobook narrator then did that, and then he had his normal voice for when stuff is happening in present time in the book, and not when that character is telling a story, and I really enjoyed that, and I just feel like I was more engaged with it and I wanted to continue it. So I am going to be picking The Name of the Wind for my audiobook for June. Thanks everybody so much for watching this. Have you done this before? How is audiobooks going for you? Do you think there's something that you're going to get into, or do you already love them for multitasking? I'm really looking forward to reading these. Have you read them on audiobook? What do you think of them? Are there any that you think that I should give a chance to that I have decided not to? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you've liked it and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I hope you guys all have a great day and I'll see you again next time. Bye!